Hello and welcome back to the Pet Business Wellbeing Podcast with me, Nathan Dunleavy. This is the podcast where we talk about the realities of running a pet business, the highs, the challenges, and most importantly, how to look after your well-being while you do it. Because running a business should support your life and not consume it. Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm so excited to bring you another episode today, and we've got the lovely Dawn Melbourne back for a second episode. Hi Dawn, welcome back.
Hello, back again.
How are you? You okay?
You're good, thank you. Good, thank you.
Brilliant. All right, so we're going to be talking about another different subject today. We've had a little break and we're going to be jumping into our next episode. So just before we start, for those listeners who may not know you, Dawn, please could you tell us a little bit about you and what it is you do?
So I'm Dawn. I'm a VA or virtual assistant, and I run Wild Paw Admin Services. So I'm a virtual assistant. I specialise in working with pet and animal professionals.
Love that. And how did the name come about? Wild Paw Admin Services. What's the reason behind the name?
No, I'm not sure. I wanted to have paw in it,
Yeah.
and yeah, to be honest, the name, I'm not sure if the name will stick forever, but
Oh, okay.
the name.
No, I love it actually. And the thing is, being a business owner, it can be a bit wild.
Yeah, it's a wild ride.
It's a wild ride, and paw. So paw is any animal's got a
Yeah.
paw. So and animals are wild as well.
And some
So I think,
owners a lot of the time as well.
yeah, the owners of the animals can be wild. Running a business is wild. I'm a bit wild, so yeah, I think it's great. But yeah, it may evolve over
Yeah.
time, mightn't it? All right then, Dawn. So let's get going. So you support many pet professionals behind the scenes, and from what you see, why is it so hard for pet pros to let go of certain tasks, even when those tasks are clearly draining them or no longer working for their business?
So I think when you start a business, you don't necessarily realise how much is involved. You think, oh, I want to groom dogs. So you're just going to groom dogs all day. But it's not just grooming dogs all day. It's advertising, it's social media, it's bookkeeping. There's so many different roles involved. But your business is your baby, generally. And like with pets, so when you trust your dog to a walker or a groomer, it's a big, oh my God, that's my baby.
Yeah.
Do I trust this person enough to get them to groom my dog, walk my dog, sit for my dog? It's a big trust, I think, is the biggest one. It's your business.
Mm.
You're worried about your reputation, things potentially going wrong. It's just trust, I think, is the main one.
Yeah, it is a big thing actually, and I liked how you've reframed it that way because, yeah, obviously your pet is your baby and they're part of the family, but ultimately when you're running a business, it is your baby, and it is hard to trust people and to bring in outside help, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
for me, I've started to outsource my bookkeeping, but until recently, that was something that I still did
Oh,
myself.
okay.
So
Yeah. So what made you then decide actually it would be better to outsource? Because obviously that then gives you time back to do other things.
yeah, it's not a service I offer myself because I don't enjoy really working with numbers. And it's one thing out of my head. Someone else is doing it for me. I know there's still an element of obviously I have to keep my receipts, etc., statements, but it's a weight off my mind, means I can focus on doing something for my business.
Mm, yeah. If it's something you don't enjoy doing, then yeah, you might as well outsource it, isn't it, really?
Yeah, like I said, you don't necessarily realise all the different parts of the business. You're not going into business because you want to do social media for your business. That's an
Yeah.
extra element that comes along with it. So you might
Yeah.
not enjoy that. That might not be something you're comfortable with. So
Yeah. We're going to be talking later on in this episode about my experience of using a VA because I didn't think I'd ever need to use one because I am a control freak. And that comes back down to obviously the business being your baby. I'm a perfectionist. I like things done a certain way. But I outsourced my bookkeeping, and I've got an amazing bookkeeper. She's one of my really good friends as well. We met through because we both worked in banking. So, and our corporate career. So she's, really good at what she does. She's got a lot of experience and professional. But again, I don't enjoy things with numbers. I didn't enjoy maths at school. But then I went and worked in a bank. How does
Oh,
that
yeah, that doesn't
compete
make
then?
sense.
But that doesn't. I've just realised I'm literally just a walking contradiction. Anyway, I had a really good, successful career in the bank, but it was stressful. But I just didn't want to, and I know how important, because I think because I was in corporate and business banking, and I was working with business owners all the time, and I was working with some business owners whose turnover was up to £5 million. So I knew how important it was to know your numbers and to get all that right.
Yeah.
I think that's why I didn't want to attempt it myself. So I outsourced it to a bookkeeper. And because I've got a few businesses and now some of them are limited companies, I needed to make sure, and I wanted to make sure I got that right. So that's why I outsourced it.
Yeah. And with bookkeeping and your accounts, that's a big, if you get it wrong, that's not necessarily, that's not a good thing that you have to deal with. So yeah, I think trusting someone with that is something definitely important.
And then I also outsourced my website stuff. So I had a really bad experience with my first website person, and it was on a WordPress website. And I would wait 6 months just for him to add a blog or to add a new badge. And for those that know me well, know that when I started in this industry, I did every course there was going. So there was like a new badge every week. And when you get a new badge, or you've completed a course, or you've qualified or certified in something else, you want to show it off and you want to add it to your website.
Yeah.
So I'd wait about 6 months for a badge to be added. And then by then there was like 600 badges to be added. So then I met some people through networking. And that was what our previous episode was about, all about support network and networking. I met an amazing couple of people that used to do websites. And then I had a Squarespace website built for me. Now, I love my Squarespace website purely because if I want to put a blog on, it can go on within minutes. If I want a new badge on, it can go on in minutes. So I've had my Squarespace website for a while now. But when I was then looking to add additional services, I was having to put new pages on myself, and they just weren't nowhere near as good as my other pages because I'm not graphically or technically or creative.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that way. And they just looked a bit shit, to be honest with you. And then I launched my dog walking business mentoring program, and I met Rosie, and Rosie was like, "Oh, do you not have like a landing page for people to go to, or a one-page website?" And I was like, "Oh no, I don't," because I'd put on this webinar and then I was getting people to register for it on Zoom. She goes, "Oh, you need somewhere for people to land. They need to find out more about you and what it is you offer." So she then built me a one-page website, which was on WordPress. And I was like, "Oh God, I don't know, bloody WordPress." But then over time, that website's grown and evolved, and it's added new pages to it and a new service, which is the Pet Business Wellbeing Mentor. So that's got its own page. It's got blogs on it and stuff. But with Rosie, like, she's shown me I now can add on my blogs myself. She does you videos and she shows you how to do it. And she's got it all set up so it's easy that I can just add on blogs and it's easy. I don't add on the badges. I must admit, I do give them to her to do, but then I'm part of her WIF club. So that includes like updates to your website. So if I want a badge, it will go on within 48 hours.
Oh, okay.
If there's any edits, I'm really bigging up Rosie here, but it's because she's amazing. And I've bigged up my bookkeeper. But if I want any edits, there's this other system you go on. It's called Bubbles or Bobbits. And if you want any edits, you go on and put on there what you want done. And then she's done it within 48 hours. So yeah, I outsourced my websites, and I'm now having a new website built for my main local business. So I've got it built for my online business, but I'm having one built for Nathan's Paw Trails. But I really, really struggled. Initially, I was said to her, "There's no way I'm getting you to build my main website because I don't want a WordPress website. I like my Squarespace." But I've outgrown my Squarespace one and it looks crap now, where I'm adding stuff to it myself. And so I'm now having a WordPress website built for my main local Nathan's Paw Trails business because I do need it. And I want but it's also because I want all my websites that are all going to be Wordspace and all done by Rosie, and
Yeah.
I've got her like monthly support package. So, you know, I do outsource like that side of stuff, but I didn't think I'd need a VA. But recently I've had to obviously employ a VA. But what do you see? What do you tend to help with? Are there any common themes that what type of task are you helping pet pros with, Dawn?
So one, I do diary management, so helping arrange meetings for people, booking appointments for like owners and pet pros. Customer service is quite a big side. I do a lot of customer service. So it's products, because obviously there's pet product-based businesses as well. So I do customer service side for that. I did some event support last year, so in-person event support, and that's something I'd like to do more of in 2026. I do some podcast management. I've really enjoyed the podcast management side.
Oh, okay.
And I do some social media for some clients, but I don't do as much of that because I think my skill set is more sort of the behind the scenes admin, the inbox, the emails, the customer service, the podcast management side of it. So like the editing, uploading, etc.
Oh,
But yeah, I tend to tend to get social media inquiries now, again, I will try and refer them on to someone else.
oh,
But I'm a bit of something. I've just taken on a new client, helping them build a CRM. I've just started doing that this month. So I do quite a lot. I don't do websites. So yeah, I don't touch websites. Again, that's not my area of expertise. I think it's my background is admin and customer service. So they're the skills that I tend to offer with the clients more than the social media. I'm not techie. I'm not a techie VA. You get some people that just primarily, they won't do any of the email side of it. Their niche is the tech side, like either building websites, building funnels, etc.
yeah, and that's fair enough. Like, obviously, you've all got your area of expertise, you've all got your strengths, and you've got your things that you enjoy doing, because we're business owners for a reason. So we get to pick the clients we work with, and we get to pick the stuff we enjoy doing. So if you don't enjoy the tech stuff or the social media, like you say, you can refer that on.
Yeah, and it's like there's so many VAs out there. So obviously I'm industry specific. There's a lot of general VAs, there's tech VAs.
There are.
There's always going to be someone to help you with something, but it's just finding the right person for the support that you need.
Do you do newsletters or anything like that?
I do email marketing. Yeah, I do newsletters,
brilliant.
email marketing.
Good. So when someone finally decides to let go, like a bit like me, let it go in the words of Frozen. So when they finally decide they need to let go of something, whether that's admin, social media, emails, or something they've been forcing themselves to do, which was like me, and we'll come on to that, what changes do you actually see in their energy, their clarity, and their overall well-being, Dawn?
I think once you've made that decision and you've found the right person and you feel that the relationship's going to work, I always work on the basis of I start slowly with my clients. So we don't go all in. It'll be one or two tasks that I can take off them to give them that headspace. So then they can focus on the tasks that are going to grow their business or give them some time back in their day-to-day life, because people have got different purposes. So some people might really be at a stage where they really want to grow their business. Other people might just need they might need that headspace back. They might have reasons that they need to take a slight step back. So they're passing tasks over that way. So I do it slowly. We'll do 1 to 2 tasks and then we build so that the trust, it helps them gain the trust, the relationship between us grows, and it will slowly give them the headspace back to think, oh, okay, well, I want to do this, whether that's, they want to do something like personal, that joining, I don't know, like for me last year, randomly off topic, I joined a choir. That was my new hobby last year.
Really?
I joined a choir because I wanted to do something for me. So it may be that
that's nice.
They want to do something personal. They want to spend more time with their children, or it might be actually they've got a product and they just want to go all guns blazing and focus on growing that product, growing their sales. But they're too busy doing their customer service emails. They're not spending any time on the development of their business. So it's just working with them to find out what their goals are and what is going to be the benefit to them.
Yeah. So like you say, it's about giving them time back, isn't it? Because there's no point as a business owner spending hours and hours on something that you can't do. Whereas a VA, whether it's more technical thing or techie thing or work or something else, a VA could probably do it a lot quicker. And how powerful is it that then that person has that time back in their business?
Yeah. So it's sort of like, so they refer to it as the £10 tasks. So if you've
Oh, I've not heard of that.
so if you've got a £10 task, and it's not, there's tasks that aren't bringing you any money, or you could do it right, or enjoyment. So I don't like to refer to it as boring tasks, because it's not a boring task. And then I'd see this a bit, see like some VAs going, "Oh, give me all the boring work," and I'm like, well, I don't really think you should be advertising it as that. But anyway, that's just my personal choice. But it's the smaller tasks, the £10 tasks. They're not going to make you any money if that's your aim. Is you want to make more money in your business, or you want the time back. But you give away the £10 tasks so you can focus on the £100 tasks.
That's really interesting. I've never heard of it like that before. Yeah, that's brilliant. And also, I'm in a business coaching program with Dr. Holly Tett, and she's a big advocate of VAs. She uses VAs in her business, but she basically says that even if you outsource 1 hour a week, 1 hour a fortnight, or 1 hour a month, just start small, and then maybe you could look to add to that, but just get that hour back and see what difference that makes to your business. And I kind of like that outlook.
Yeah, that tends to be how I work with my clients. We start small, we'll do a couple of tasks, and then we grow it from, okay, so I'm settled in this task now, I can do this. I know how to do this. It's flowing nicely for both parties. So then we can add another task onto that.
And again, it comes back to that whole trust thing. It might be better to do an hour first to see how they work, and it might be that you get on really well, or it might be that you don't gel. So it's almost like like a trial, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, I think that's the thing when you're working with a VA. As the VA, like, you have to have a good working relationship. It has to work for both sides. So yeah, there's got to be the professionalism, but you've got to have the trust there, and obviously build that relationship. Like again, like we were talking obviously about networking previously, it's just growing that relationship, growing that trust.
Yeah, so important. And Holly also says that as a CEO of your business, you should have a basic understanding of that task. So even though you may not know how to do it completely, she's very big on like getting like the VA to record themselves doing it.
Yeah.
Because as a CEO of your business, you should really understand how that method works. So if you do need to do something with it or go back to it, you've got a basic understanding.
Yeah. So SOP, or standard operating procedure, as it technical name. Yeah. So once we've got processes in place, that's something you can do, and then share it with your client, because you never, obviously life happens, and it might be that, well, even if I'd like to take a holiday, and it might be that, as an emergency, you also, whatever side of the business, you need to know how to run it. And if having that standard operating procedure in place is great on both sides. Clients do them as well. For me, when I'm taking over work, they'll do me a video, do me a loom, or a lot of the time we sit on Zoom together and we'll do a task together, and we go from there.
Oh, okay, right. So it's actually got a name then of SOP, like standard operating procedure. I didn't even know that. Brilliant. So when someone first comes to you then, what's the onboarding process like? Is it quite a painless like what do people have to do?
So generally, if people contact me, we'll have a chat via email or messenger, and then I'll have a call, sort of 20-minute call with someone, and we'll just have a chat, see if it's the right fit. I'll follow up from that, and if the client wants to go ahead, sort of send out the necessary paperwork, and then we'll just have another chat about what tasks they're actually going to hand over. Try and make it as painless as possible, because if someone's outsourcing to you, they're not giving them an extra ton of work to do. It's just not what they want, is it?
I know.
And it is, in the beginning, it is more tricky, because you are going to have to hand things over. But once the VA or your bookkeeper or whoever you've outsourced to, website designer, once they've got that information from you and they know what you need, it does get easier. But the first month or so, it's while you're working together and getting the flow. So if you employ someone, you've still got to train them to do the job. If you're a dog walker, you might take someone on that's not walked dogs before. So you train them, dog groomer, everyone needs training. Whether you're any job you do, you need, whether you're freelance or not, you still need to know what you're doing.
Yeah. Do you get any resistance from business owners, like initially, or what is there? Yeah, what do they must be going through some emotions, but do they struggle to give stuff over, or?
Yeah, even when they're signed up.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I still get that. Yeah, it's still hard because even if you've made that decision, it might be still then deciding exactly what to hand over. So it is sort of like, right, I need to be a bit more like, well, come on, like we need to get going on this. You know, what do you want me to do? You've taken me on for a reason. You've paid me some money, so let's get going on it.
Yeah. Is there some though on the other side where they're just like they're a bit blasé and they just like they're happy just to offload it and just let you get on with it?
Yeah, so I've got a couple of I've got a mixture of clients, but yeah, I've got the ones that I never hear from, really, but I'll check in with them. But as in, yeah, they're not just doing it. It's the tasks that I'm doing are very stat. I do this in time out, so I know what I'm doing. So the trust is there. I don't need to keep checking in, but I will check in with them. And then there's sometimes you get other clients that just need a bit more hand holding.
Yeah. But it must be so rewarding though to be able to kind of know that you're helping supporting lots of different business owners.
Yeah, I get very excited when any of my clients get nominated for an award. Even it's
Do you?
absolutely nothing. I just like I may have had some, even indirectly, I've still had a little bit to do with it because I'm helping them. Therefore,
well, you're part of the team, so
yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So you're kind of almost like a bit of a cheerleader then.
Yeah, and going back to talk about networking side of it. Like I always like, again with my clients, like I'm a big like, I'll try and help them, but I saw this or I saw that, or like anything that I don't like just think in the box. I like to think I'll think out the box. And if I spot something that I think might be helpful to them, then I'll let them know. Again, if they tell me to do something, I'm like, well, actually, this isn't quite working the way it could, then it can be a bit scary. But once you've built that relationship, saying, actually, how about we do it like this?
Oh, so you can make suggestions then. You've built that rapport and relationship, and then you sort of make suggestions, streamline something.
Yeah.
And is that normally really well received?
Yeah. I wouldn't go in all guns blazing with a new client and be like, oh, actually, all your systems are took.
Shit.
But once you've got to that point, and I've been doing things for a while, and think, well, actually, I could do this more efficiently if I did it like this. Therefore, I'm saving them money, or they can give me another task to do in that time. So, yeah. It's a bit, you've got to put your big girl pants on.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. You need to like be quite proactive to help clients. And if you spot something that they might be struggling with, say, oh, actually, if you can do it, if you can't do it, then say, oh, maybe actually you should look at getting someone else to do this, or be saying you can offer offering to help with that, or just making suggestions. So I think, they might need extra support and they don't know they need certain areas of extra support.
Yeah. I think it's difficult bringing someone into your business though that's kind of like an outsider in inverted brackets, but not meaning it as a negative, but it is hard bringing someone in, but I guess you just have to, if they've been recommended to you, they've got reviews, you do your research. It's like, if anything, you'd have to do your due diligence, wouldn't you?
Yeah. A lot of my work tends to become, so most of my work that I get it's not cold leads. It's people that have met me. We've worked together before and then they've referred me on to someone else. So there's an element of trust because they've got a relationship with that other person as well. But yeah, like I said at the beginning, it's your baby. So the element of trust and handing things over is difficult.
So I'd imagine you'd have to be a very organised person then, being a VA, if you're sort of like you're helping with other people's businesses. But what about your own business? Like, do you get time to promote your own business? And do you have to be organised and structured for your time and day?
Oh yeah, definitely. So I have my I'll get up. See, I'm not, I because I've got a fairly youngish child. I don't tend to get up. I'm not one of these people like, oh, get up at 5 in the morning and I'm on my laptop and I'm
Me
away.
neither.
I'm not, definitely not. So I'll get up, I'll do the school run, I'll walk my dog, and then I'll sit down, and then the work starts for the day. And then, yeah, but it's knowing, like, so obviously clients, certain things have certain clients I work for on certain days, other clients I work
Oh,
through
okay.
throughout the week. So yeah, we need to
Right.
know who I'm working for on what day. And again, yes, fitting my own admin in. So again, obviously I outsource my bookkeeping. That's one thing I don't need to worry about. But there is still like my marketing side of the business, my networking that I run. So yeah, you do used to be organised. And
So I was just
general
thinking,
life as well, like school, like my dog, my
life
family,
admin,
my school, daughter's school. It's just, yeah.
because I was thinking you're busy helping out all these business owners, but what about your own business?
So
You might need a
we'll see
VA.
how this year goes. I may get to the point of I might have to have someone help me, which would be lovely. If I get to that point where I am so
Yeah.
busy that I need someone to help me, then that'll be amazing. But it's something that would potentially, I'm open to having people help me as well as it
Yeah.
grows.
Because I know some VAs in my area, they have like what they call associates.
Yes.
So I guess that they may work under them or they refer on to them. But yeah, you might have to get a VA as well to help with your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, it can be, so I have actually done some associate work myself. So I'm aware of that side of
Yeah.
it. But it's working out,
Oh,
if you
okay.
take on an associate, are they going to work, say, for me, just do my work, or would they help
Mm.
clients? But yes. So you don't necessarily have to employ someone. And like when
Mm.
that's the thing of, you might not be at the stage where you can employ someone on a regular basis. So I do regular work, but then I also do project work as well. So if you've just got a
Mm.
really busy period and just need a bit of extra help, then it's just, you can hire a VA to just do a certain project for you.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because there might be just one-off projects and stuff that,
Yeah,
you
because
know,
there's
that
a
they
lot
can
of, I don't know
handle.
if you're aware of it, there's a lot of like people that run conferences in the pet world, just
Mhm.
something like, or an event that they might just need some extra help with.
Mm. I want to talk about my experience then. So obviously I mentioned I'm part of Dr. Holly Tech's business coaching program, and we've been doing this challenge, and I'd only just launched the Pet Business Wellbeing Mentor business last summer. And off the back of that, I've got my free Facebook group, I've got this podcast, but I'd launched it based off the back of my own mentoring, because my mentor at the time was like saying, you're helping dog walkers, but what you bring with your business experience, you need to help more pet professionals. They really need it. So I had all these ideas and I just sort of launched it, but then I got involved in this challenge, and oh my God, like, so MailerLite. So there's obviously learning all about MailerLite. So for people that may not know, that's all like your email marketing, your email software. So I'd had a freebie already as part of the dog walking business mentor, and that was set up on that website. But as part of this challenge I was doing, I then needed to set up a new freebie under the banner of the Pet Business Wellbeing Mentor. So I've got all my email subscribers in MailerLite for Dog Walking Business Mentor, and that freebie's working fine. I've got all that set up, and that's fine. I could do that. But oh my God, so I had to set up a new freebie, but then I had to set up this like whole funnel and an automation. It's like a 13 email sequence.
Campaign, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
campaign. And oh my God, right. And me and ChatGPT, bloody hell, I bet I used half of the national grid. I know people moan about the energy that AI uses, but I don't give a crap. Like I couldn't be without ChatGPT and AI in my business now, because it really helps me. I'm not a creative person. Sorry, were you going to say something?
I was going to say, so I am ChatGPT. Like, I know there's a bit of a whole, do you need a VA if there's ChatGPT? But I think, and a lot of that, like VAs, a lot of VAs use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
But you need, again, like anything, you need to, like with your training, say you do training, you've done a lot, you've earned all your badges because you've done so many
Mm.
different programs. You need to keep on top of things in any business you're in. So you need to, if you're going to can't let AI take over, but if you work out how to utilize it, like, yeah, you were asking it for help, but you got to the point where it couldn't necessarily help you anymore. But yeah,
Exactly. I was using it to help me, and give it its due. It was helping me, and I got so far, but then I got stuck, and then it was telling me like, oh, to duplicate it, but then it was telling me to delete things, and I thought, I am not losing all what I've done. I've spent the whole weekend doing this because I wanted to keep up with the
Yeah.
challenge and before you went to the next level, but I'd spent the whole weekend. But the thing is, I was determined to do it myself. I didn't want to admit defeat. And this is the problem. Being like the way I am, I was determined I had to do it myself. I just couldn't admit defeat. But in the end, about 10 o'clock on Sunday evening, I had to admit defeat. I think I might have messaged you, bless you. I just couldn't do it. And ChatGPT's instructions weren't making sense. Well, they probably were, but I didn't want to at that point follow through with what he was saying because I was worried about undoing all the work I'd done. So I asked you, and you admittedly said that MailerLite is not an area of expertise for you. That's fair to say, isn't it?
Yeah, I do use it for email marketing, but I'm not
But not
the funnel side on that
yeah.
particular
Yeah.
website. Yeah.
So I needed some help. So I asked for some help and someone that was kind of more familiar with building automations and funnels. And I got some help and they said that like they could see what I'd done, but couldn't quite work out why it wasn't working.
Yeah.
And I think I just had things round the wrong way because obviously there's all this different thing of a funnel.
Yeah.
And she then basically followed the instructions that we were given by Holly and duplicated all what I did. So mine's still there. She duplicated it, but then she just followed Holly's, because we got these instructions from Holly as well. So this is the thing. I was following Holly's instructions. I was putting Holly's instructions into ChatGPT and having his interpretation. And she just said she followed the instructions and it's working. And it's working.
I think sometimes, and you get, and I'll probably as anyone, you get so like involved with it, and then you can't see the wood for the trees as it is. You're like, oh my God, you get to the point where you're just like, you just can't do it anymore because you're worried you'll make a mistake, you're worried you'll lose everything. So I think that's a definite, you need to ask for help.
And obviously it's working now and it's all done fine. And they've now set up an addition because I then needed an additional bloody funnel. I was literally dying of bloody funnels. It was literally I was giving me nightmares, and it's all working fine. But the thing is, I'm my own worst critic as well, and like I overthink things, I overanalyze, and I just was why didn't I get help sooner? But I don't know why I resisted it. Like, and then obviously there is the cost element as well.
Yeah.
There is that comes into it, isn't it? But then I had to I had to see it as an investment. I reframed it as an investment in my business. It wasn't really a cost. It was an investment. It would have given me my whole weekend back because she did it in an hour or whatever. I'd spent all weekend, but I reframed it as an investment and I had to look at about the time back. But then I think to myself, why didn't I just outsource it in the first place? Because that was recommended by Holly. Like if you use a VA or if you don't, just get a VA to do it. I don't know why I didn't let it go. Why did I not let go of it sooner? You're not going to have the answer, but why do you come across that with other business owners? Why couldn't I just let it go?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of business. I think all of us as business owners are quite, I think it's just the way we are, probably quite control freaky, as in we like to do it. But it's just, I think once you've got to that point, you're still doing it. Like you say, you could have had your whole weekend back. So the amount of time you spent on it and a monetary value, like you could have made some more money in that time. But I think you're right to think of it as an investment because now it's all set up and they've set that up and set up another one for you. Then you will. That's the thing. You've got to think of it as the long-term goal. And I think that's where you potentially would struggle. You think, well, you're not thinking ahead to once that funnel's set up, what that's going to lead. Potentially new leads, new contacts, and you never know what's going to come from that.
Would you know what happened in the end though? So obviously I'm doing a lot more sort of online products now and I'm going to be setting up an online membership and doing courses. Part of the funnel was like what you call your middle offer. So it was an offer that they could only get on that page. So for what I paid, and someone bought that product. So what I paid for that hour's work of VA, I then actually made that money back because then someone bought my product, which was in the funnel.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. You've got to think about the long-term gain because working with a VA, like I said this in our networking episode, it's not necessarily, you're not going to suddenly make hundreds of extra pounds overnight just because you've given your VA your diary to deal with. But eventually, once it's all embedded, then you can start focusing on the other tasks. So yeah, they can build you a funnel or send out some newsletters for you that will sell those products. It's not an overnight. It's not going to bring you extra business, extra money overnight. You have got to put, whether that is the investment of just the trust in the giving it away to people and the money side of it. It's a big step for a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely look at it as a long-term investment though, and
Yeah, I
what it
mean,
can do for
something
your
people
business.
struggle like, well, I got a VA and then like I didn't make any more money. I'm like, but you've got to. It's like networking. It's like anything. It takes some time
Can't please
to
everyone.
set up.
It does take time, but the thing is, we're in a world now where we want everything done quickly. That's what AI does
Yeah.
for you as well. So it has its uses, the AI, and I mean, I love VAs. Like I've worked with, obviously, well, me and you have met through
Yeah.
LinkedIn, and I've been on your Unleashed Networking, and you've come onto my podcast, and we message and support each other. But I've now worked with a VA. I've got VAs in my other network, so like one that I know who lives locally to me, and she's great, and I think they're worth their weight in gold, to be honest
Yeah.
with
And
you.
it's finding
Um,
one that works for you and the skills that you want. And it might be that you've got a couple of VAs. I know some people that have different VAs for different elements of their business. You don't have to have one VA. You can have a tech VA
exactly.
and a more traditional VA, all different types.
And when I worked for the bank, I was a relationship support manager. So I supported a relationship director with a portfolio of like 100 clients. And I was kind of like a glorified PA because I was doing all the diary management, appointment booking. I was doing the customer service. I was chasing for payment, promoting the bank's products. I was dealing with emails and all that side of stuff. But what's it like being a VA, Dawn? Because obviously you're choosing to be self-employed for a reason and be a business owner. I was chatting to someone yesterday. Not everyone can run a business because it isn't easy. Because if it was, everyone would be doing it.
Yeah.
It is hard work. But what's it like being a VA, and what do you enjoy about it?
I think one of the main things I enjoy is the variety of businesses that I work with. They're all very different. They're all in the pet and animal world. Like one of my clients runs educational workshops. I've got a couple of clients that are product based. I've got a recent client that's in like the animal health world. There's all different. I've got another lady who is a dog wedding chaperone. There's literally, it goes from, so products, dog walkers, dog groomers, dog chaperones. It's all so much different variety, and they all run their businesses. This is I have to have so it's basically like having, I don't know, 5 or 6 jobs. So I've got 5 or 6 regular clients at the minute, plus project work that I do. I've got like 5 or 6 different jobs because they all have different systems. They've all got different this, different that. Like, one of them uses MailChimp, one of them uses MailerLite, some of them use different social media things, different. So I've got one on Wix, one on Shopify. There's never so much going on.
Right.
So I think you have got to, you've got to like variety. I think because no
But
clients are ever the same. No job is ever the same.
that's good though, because otherwise it's a bit boring.
Yeah.
But do
Not
you
boring.
enjoy it though?
Yes.
No. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
The flexibility it gives you as well.
Yes. So I try and work school hours. But I mean, in any business, I would say I was sometimes sitting in front of the TV in the evening. That's when I tend to probably do my own admin on my own social media. And I've just got Netflix on in the background, and I can just schedule my own newsletters or do something for my networking. That all tends to happen in the evening because my daughter is older now. She's 11, so I don't really see her in the evening. She's in her room chatting to her friends on her phone, etc. But so you never know. You never know what's going to happen, and there's always sometimes things go wrong for clients, and then you have a mad dash emergency, like meetings get cancelled last minute, or they've got to travel somewhere. So
yeah. I mean, I didn't think I was going to need a VA in my business, and I did. And there might be other times, like Holly was like, get the funnel set up, and then it's there, and you can tweak it and duplicate it as long as you've got one there. But it might be that I use them again, or I use you in the future, or whatever. I think it's a great resource and great someone to have in your pocket.
Yeah.
As we start wrapping up this episode, Dawn, if someone is listening and they're feeling overstretched, or they know there's a task they need to release, what's one small, manageable first step you'd encourage them to take to either simplify the task or to start outsourcing it?
So if you've got the time, I know this is always say, it's like make a list of the £10, like we referred to it earlier, the £10 tasks that don't necessarily bring you much joy and they're not growing your business, and write a list of those, and then write a list of tasks that you definitely have to do yourself, and then think about perhaps those smaller tasks that not anyone, I say anyone, but you could pass over to someone to do, and then just make small steps. Just start writing a list, maybe have a look around, maybe have a look on LinkedIn, maybe ask a friend, or if you used someone that you could recommend, a bookkeeper, a website designer, a VA, and just have a look around and then start handing things over slowly. Whatever you feel comfortable with, don't push it with yourself. If it's not comfortable, then just do what you need to do and just a couple of things at a time.
Brilliant. All right, Dawn, if our listeners or viewers want to find out more about you or what you do, how can they reach out to you?
So I'm on Facebook and Instagram. It's just Wild Paw Admin Services. And then the website is wildpawsadminservices.co.uk, or you can email me, Dawn, at wildpawsadminservices.co.uk.
Lovely. Well, I'll put all those details in the show notes. But Dawn Melbourne, thank you so much again for joining me
Thank you.
On the Pet Business Wellbeing Podcast. I've really enjoyed chatting to you.
Lovely. Thank you, Nathan.
Thanks so much for tuning in to the Pet Business Wellbeing Podcast with me, Nathan Dunleavy. If you enjoyed today's chat, I'd love it if you could share this with a friend, subscribe so you don't miss future episodes, and please consider leaving me a review, as it really helps me to reach more pet professionals that need this kind of support. Until next time, take care of yourself, look after your well-being, and remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about building a business you actually enjoy being in. Bye for now.